The World Darts Championship is back tomorrow night. Laura Turner's here to chat about it with me here. Do you know what? We were just saying before, Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without the PDC World Championship and Ali Pali. It's what makes this holiday season what it is, isn't it? How excited are you?
Yeah, very, very much so. As you say, you know, it's just watching that VT there.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel like Christmas is upon us. So, yeah, really excited. Lots of like new names coming through with Beau Greaves and Josh Rock as well this year. So yeah, really excited. You know, it feels like the start of Christmas.
Yeah, and it's good to get those other narratives, right? I think, you know, it's nice to have fresh blood coming through and new people to talk about as well as the big names. Speaking of big names, looking at some of the contenders, been a difficult year personally for Peter Wright, who is the defending champion, but great to see him back again. Where is he at? How would you assess his chances ahead of Ali Pali?
Yeah, I mean, he's Peter Wright. He's the reigning champion, isn't he? So you can never knock Peter Wright in terms of what he's done, but like you say, he's had a really tough year. He's had a tough time both on and off the oche, so it depends what mindset he comes in, but he's a champion. He knows how to win and he loves that stage, so I don't think he's going to want to give up that trophy very easily. Yeah,
obviously you're going to look at MVG, aren't you? 3-time champion, but is there, I mean, it's hard, isn't it, to measure to, you know, Phil the Power Taylor, 14 PDCs, add the other 2 in the BDO, 16-time world champion. What would it take for him to be considered an all-time great? Does he need to add to that tally, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when we say it 3 times, we always kind of think that he's actually won it more times than he has because of how prolific. And it was the likes of Taylor, wasn't it, that stopped him winning many more. Yeah, I can't look past him. I think he's had a great year. He had such a drought in 2021 and he's got 4 TV titles under his belt. And he's winning them without playing quite as well as what we've seen. You know, he's had some competitions where he hasn't quite looked at that MVG. But in saying that, you know, again, he's a born winner. He's going to want this title. This is the one he wants.
And one of the people who made use of that drought, perhaps, in 2021 is Gerwyn Price, because he won that year. How far could he go, do you think, this time around?
Yeah, again, you know, another strong contender, former world champion. And it's been that kind of interesting narrative, hasn't it? You know, all 3 of them now kind of vying for that world #1 spot as well. And a lot hinges on what happens at this world championship. But Gerwyn Price, another fantastic player, hasn't quite had the wins that he's had in previous years in terms of, you know, titles. But yeah, they are the 3 contenders, aren't they?
And then you're looking at those that might come up on the rail, or maybe, I don't know how much momentum might be a factor, but when you think about Michael Smith finally getting that major, how much will that count for? That win at the Grand Slam of Darts, you know, getting the monkey off the back, as they say, and what he could achieve this time around.
Yeah, I mean, he's done so much right over the years. He's got himself into so many different finals, and just across the line, you can see there just what it meant to him. He went into the Players' Championships afterwards and didn't quite, you know, keep that momentum going, as you mentioned. Lost in the, you know, surprise early first round exit. But at that point, I think everyone's eyes are on this World Championship.
Yeah.
So, yeah, again,
in a way, that result after the Grand Slam of Darts perhaps isn't that surprising. You know, when it takes that much out of you to win that major, and then you have that hangover. But I'm sure the mind is focused for the Palace.
Absolutely.
What about other contenders, Laura? Who else might you look to?
Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to look past them. Obviously, Michael Smith. I mean, I've been impressed by the way, you know, people like people have mentioned people like Josh Rock as well. I think you know, it's quite hard for us to kind of put him as a main contender at the moment, just based on the fact that, you know, it's his first ever World Championship.
What's special about him though?
You know, it's the game on the floor, you know, what he's done on the floor, but then we've seen him transition, you know, onto the stage, and he was slow to start off with, and then all of a sudden you can see him growing in confidence and it's exciting. We speak about Michael and we speak about Peter and Gerwyn all the time. It's nice to have that injection of kind of young talent there to upset the apple cart. So I think that's why we kind of get quite excited when we see these players come through. But in terms of other contenders, I mean, I always think Rob Cross just knows how to pull out a performance. You know, even players like Danny Noppert, he's had a great year. So,
are these ones who may knock out a big name rather than go deep and string the wins together? Is that the sort of maybe the role that they might play this year?
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's the thing. And then it opens doors for other players to kind of step in. It's set play. The World Championship, it's kind of, you can think you're out, and all of a sudden you can find a way of coming straight back into it, which makes it so exciting for us and so frustrating as a player, actually. So. Yeah, I can't look past, like I say, I kind of tipped Michael van Gerwen. I think he's just had that kind of year, but it wouldn't surprise me if one of the others came through and did the job as well.
But the Palace is just that stage where these incredible stories are told, and one of the greatest. Just 3 years ago now, Fallon Sherrock getting to the 3rd round. Give us an update on how she's doing ahead of this tournament now.
Yeah, I've seen a few interviews with her, and obviously I've spoken to her a few times. And obviously she was disappointed after kind of just narrowly missing out. And then obviously from the match play, she's now, from winning the world match play, she's in the World Championships. She's got her head on, she's got her head down, she's focused, she's practicing on elements of the game where she thinks she struggled. And she played well at the Grand Slam. She didn't quite get the results. Her doubles let her down. But in terms of her scoring, she was really good. So if she can pull those two things back together again, who knows how far she'll go.
And you can tell, how much this achievement, what that does for the sport of darts, that crowd and how it responded to that. And I wonder how that will affect Bo Greaves coming into this year's tournament. How is she going to handle that? What do you expect? Where has she set her bar for this tournament, do you think?
I think Bo's so laid back, and with Bo, she just enjoys her darts. She's a phenomenon, not on and off the hockey. She's relaxed. She seems quite chilled out about it. I think for her it was a bonus. She actually didn't start her Women's Series campaign, to get a place at the World Championships until the last two events. She won all 8 of them in a row, which just gives you, an insight into how dominant she has been, which secured her a place here at the World Championships. She said for her it's a bonus. She's good. She's got the game to beat anyone. And I actually genuinely think she has. Very tough opening round with Willie O'Connor, but I think she's just going to go up there. Hopefully she can relax, take it all in, play her game, and I'm excited to see what she does.
I mean, are there any learnings from how Fallon handled that? In the first time that she was involved, and then that run 2019, are there things that can meaningfully be taken from that for Bo to go, I can plug in a bit of this, I can handle it like that?
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, I think with Fallon, I found her performance, it was just so composed. She kept everything together, obviously, until that very last start. And I think that's what you kind of got to be focused on the moment. You don't want it running away from you. You can see the finish line. You don't want to grab at it too much. So it's, keeping that composure, keeping that focus, and enjoying the moment, using the energy of the crowd to push you forward. Honestly, I think Bo's her own person, and she's got her own game, and she knows, how she likes to play. She enjoys it, and I think she'll do the same.
It's that phrase that you often hear sports people, athletes talking about this. When the finish line is pulling me towards it. It's almost like you're just in the moment, you're in the zone, focusing on that job. You're not trying to scrabble for the finish line, as you say. That's the composure that you refer to, presumably.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And as a player, it's quite easy. It's just you stood there on your own on an hockey. And as a player, once that panic sets in, or once you get that kind of rush of adrenaline, it can affect your dart. Some people perform better under it. Some people need to stay calm. I think Bo's just going to go up there and go about, just go about her job, basically. What she normally does.
I can tell, despite you saying she's quite, relaxed, laid back, level-headed, but you're excited about how she's going to get on, and I'm really excited to see how she will get on. And there are 3 women in the tournament. I mean, what does that say about the progress that's been made with women's darts? Where are we at in this whole picture?
Yeah, because obviously the third woman, Lisa Ashton, former tour card holder, and another. We've basically got 3 trailblazers in there, and it's great to see. They are the pinnacle of the women's game at the moment, but you've got other players like Dita Hedman, Mikuru Suzuki, Anastasia Dobromoslova, who's played in this before as well. So, what you're getting now is higher standards and greater depth. Obviously, it's something that's, is being worked towards. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. But with the support of, the PDC Women's Series, we're noticing higher averages. We're noticing, obviously, more competitiveness. And at the end of the day, if we want to, play amongst and beat people like Bo, like Fallon, like Lisa, we have to get better. And I think that's what's coming through, and that's why you're seeing these high standards.
Final question for you, Laura, and it's the one that every expert hates. It's the P word, prediction. Can you pick between these 3? Presumably these are the 3 that you think have got the greatest chance.
Absolutely, and I've said it before, I can't see much past Michael at the moment. I think if he comes along, he's had a great season, he's confident, his head's in the right space. I can't see past Michael not winning it, but it's the World Championships. Anything can happen. So that's my prediction, but I'm historically known for not always picking the right one.
So say all of us. That's why we all hate to always, what's your prediction for the World Cup? I honestly don't know. Fantastic. Great to speak to you, Laura. Thank you ever so much. Well, if you want to get in on the arrows, you don't have long to wait, because it all begins tomorrow night. Coverage of the 2023 World Darts Championship. It is live, Sky Sports Darts and Main Event, 6 p.m. start to our coverage.